Game number 1, winner bracket final, everybody. We are on, or we will be on All Direct Pass. We have game number 1 coming up between the Raiders and the Svenskas. And both of those teams have gone through their opponents today like hot butter through cheese. So yeah, they've been killing it. That, by the way, that meme is amazing. Like, it always shows us who's new to the channel and who isn't. So basically, the story of it is like 5 years ago or so. At some point, I want to say like a hot bite, like a hot knife through butter, and there's like some kind of like funny thing with cheese as well. And I totally messed it up, and I didn't even notice it, and everybody just was laughing their asses off. It was super funny, and I was just like, wait, what did I actually do that? And then it became a channel meme. And these days, you can just use it to trigger the newbies to be like, what did he just say? So yeah, the comment is always there, but it's amazing. And it's honestly, it's glorious. I mean, nothing is better than hot butter through cheese. It is the perfect metaphor. Anyways, we are again in the Banshee Cup. This is qualifier number 4 out of 6. And Raiders and the Svenskas are again facing off in a Scandinavian duel. Diablo and Hogger are quickly banned. And I'm honestly... yeah, I'm actually a little bit torn who's taking it here. Talking about memes, also pointed out, committing Sudoku is another one. The amount of people that message me and try to be like, you know, a little bit constant. It's called seppuku, or like again, even if I go and say like, oh, they're committing Sudoku, or then Suzuki, people are just like, oh my god, I can't believe that you still don't know this. It's just like, yeah, where did you lose your sense of humor? That's how you just simply like, you know, recognize the Germans real quickly. But yeah, the memes. Some of the old school memes are just the same, just the best. But yeah, anyways. Samuro gets banned. I hate it. I love when Samuro gets played. These days, it's not even such a secret weapon anymore for Sven or anybody else in these tournaments, but yeah, quite a few. Generally speaking, honestly, now that I think about it, at some point I really have to start making YouTube videos and just take some of the comments that I get on YouTube in particular and just like highlight them and show them to people, because some of them are just glorious. Some of them are just funny as hell. Others are highly insulting and very creative in the way that they insult you. But yeah, I gotta say, some YouTube comments are just chef's kiss. Blaze is the first pick in our winner bracket final. Now, again, it's a double elimination system. If you lose here, you drop down into the losers bracket, still have a chance to make it to the grand final. But of course, teams would love to have a bit of an easier run there and get those points for the playoffs. With every single qualifier that you participate in, you can pick up more points. The teams that are going to be at the top of the leaderboard at the end of the 6 qualifiers, they make it into the playoffs. $2,500 of prize money here for the Banshee Cup, all sponsored by Psychic, by Kevin, who the tournament is also named after, since he loves to play Sylvanas. She's the Banshee Queen. This is the Banshee Cup. And the only thing that makes him sad is how often Sylvanas is getting banned. So, yeah. There's that. Lucio and Junkrat, Nano and All Direct Pass. Inubarak played by Skog obviously means immediately that you can try and cheese the camps a little bit. And well, here comes Jojo as another ban. Yeah, Jojo and Blaze together as a combo is always super annoying to break through, and this is just, yeah, this is a solid ban no matter where you are, honestly. Johanna can be insanely annoying. They don't want to deal with her. They might also pick something that would request and not get blind. The Blessed Shield into jet propulsion is another huge problem to deal with. So, yeah. But with the Nubarak, again, you can cheese the objective a little bit. You can cheese the prisoner camp, just spawn a couple of beetles, distract the grunts, start the channel. So, Genji gets banned out. And now that I'm thinking about it, are we gonna see... we could see a Kerrigan again. Gia's played it on Tomb of Spider Queen just now. With Inubarak as your lead, stun, you wanna have some follow-up. Could be what they're looking at. Honestly, I kinda doubt it a bit. But yeah, Urel is also open if you're looking for a good side laner that would work with this. And ooh, wait, what? Ragnaros? Okay, now I'm curious what we're getting from Gia. Very curious indeed. We have Ragnaros in game number 1 on All Direct Pass. He should get, by the way, some extra thing on a map like Aldera's Pass. It's a snow map, so clearly, you know, he should be able to burn things away. Maybe extra damage against bosses or whatever, like, I don't know. Muradin and Tracer. Tracer's in the house. Okay, Junkrat Tracer for the damage, so they're going double Overwatch on this one. But what is Gia gonna get? Are we gonna get something that combos with Ragnaros here? You can obviously stun with a Nubarak and then go for Sulfuras. If they do that and not simply play Lava Wave on the map as big as Alterac. But our final pick for Gia... What are we getting from him? What's the weapon of choice here? Another melee? Sonya. Fair enough. Sonya's in the house. We're set for game number 1 in the winner bracket final of qualifier number 4. So let's go. Game number 1 on the left, Gia on Falstad for the Svenskas. Well, we got the Swamgrotta on Sonya, Mark on Brightwing, Skok on the Nubarak, and Max Passion on Ragnaros. On the right side of the map, the Raiders with Thunder Orc and Lucio, Nano on Junkrat, Gavlo on Tracer. We've seen him actually on Tracer a couple of times now. Blaze played by Sven and Krankle on Muradin. So plenty of stuns to go around, a lot of CC coming in from the red team as well. And Nubarak for a bit of prisoner cheese potentially. And we get the Engulfing Flame as our level 1 talent for Ragnaros. So, which team takes the lead here? Who's going to be able to take the advantage after map number 1? And which team is moving on to the grand final? Questions to be answered in this series. Also the first time today that we had Alderac Pass. I've seen a fair amount of Cursed Hollow actually, mostly because of Team Ash and also a couple of Tomb of the Spider Queen matches. Which is always kind of neat. Definitely 2 maps that I really enjoy. And up at the top, Ragnaros is already doing his thing. I didn't really think that we would see little Raggy over here. It seems like we're not seeing him for much. Okay, Brightwing helps out. Yeah, that would have been a quick early kill here. But again, down at the bottom of the map, we have Blaze on one end, Nano jumping around over here a little bit. Early game shenanigans. When you have Hunter Orc and Lucio, you can speed rotations up a bit and you can see if you can maybe, you know, just move in, take somebody down, get a quick hit, surprise somebody. That just messes up the timings a bit and then get a quick kill and gank. But for the time being, they are going for Max Passion and take him down first. Not a bad start. It was actually in the previous series the blue team that started off super aggressive and was able to get the initial kills, but right now the Raiders, they've been on an absolute tear today and they're trying to continue here with the exact same plays. Brightwing has held the line for Ragnaros and gotten the experience there. But first blood is in. Camps are of course taken. Still one of the most important features when you're playing on Alderac Pass, that every single time these mercenary camps are up, you're trying to make a move for them immediately. Take them the second they come off cooldown in Ideal World. And they're pretty powerful. They can really do work in the middle of the map and take some of these gates on forts down. But for now, we got level 4 talents kicking in. Gia with the global. It's the only global in the... Well, Brightwing is there too, but... Falstad is the only global in the game. Brightwing. Am I a joke to you? Yeah, you kinda are. But again, Brightwing is like a bit of a pseudo-global. Doesn't quite have the same wave clear that Dehaka and Falstad have. Krankle is able to get out. Sonya not so much. So at the bottom of the map, we have Sonya going down, and they are also putting pressure on the Falstad. So that's 2 kills to 0 already. Yeah, off to a good start, I guess. Specifically because now they're going for one of the towers, and Diablo is going to take that out without a problem. So great start, actually. I mean, they still have 3 heroes down here. Nobody in the blue team side has done anything about it. Brightwing is finally coming in to help Falstad out. But these rotations are starting to hurt. They get some kills, they get some structural damage in. They're slowly pulling ahead too. Brightwing with the dream shot. No magic spit this time. Again, not spitting for once. Brightwing is just disgusting. Spray game at least is on point over here. You can tell that much. But Nubarak does not like all of the attention that he's getting all of a sudden. So yeah. Nubarak is jumping out here and is like, alright, I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. I'm not wanted. And he's definitely not. I mean, the Engulf Flame build is continuing. The Blast Wave now with the slow burn on level 4. We have Talons kicking in as the objective is up. With level 7, there's actually a chance that teams are going for it. And on level 7, we get the blistering attacks. But yeah, it would be kind of cool if... careful. It would be kind of cool if, I don't know, Ragnaros, for example, could melt the snow away. I don't know for what reason or what they could do with it, but yeah. I'm starting to get a little bit worried that the Raiders are just going to roll over them, because that's 3 kills to 0 now, and they are going for the objective too. So the Raiders are doing just fantastic. They've controlled every single move of the game so far. They're taking the wall in the middle. They've taken most of the wall at the bottom of the map. They are going to get the objective here. I don't think that this is going to be stopped by Nubarak. That's 4 seconds. That's just not enough. And even the grunts or the footmen are not going to do anything about it. So yeah, that's objective number 1. First one is not that strong yet, but this is starting to become a little bit of a disaster. That's 2 more heroes gone, which means 5 kills to 0. 1 level lead. They're getting somewhat to level 10 already. Ragnaros is popping his trade, and his trade is too early. Because this is before the objective arrives. He's preventing the red team from simply pushing in for him. But there's no way that he can now take down the Raiders with this. So they will have to rely on pure muscle power here. And I don't expect now all the forts to all of a sudden get murdered, but that's level 10 that they have in their hands. So that gives them a lot more push power that they would otherwise have. 1.5 level lead at the 5-minute mark with 5 kills to 0. I mean, count me in. These guys are looking good. And bottom over the map, that fort at least is in a bit of trouble. And I have to stress it again, the Raiders are not doing a whole lot of work at this point. But they are just getting their kills. 6 kills to 0. And since everybody... top fort is done. Top fort is done. Bottom fort has taken damage. Mid fort has taken damage. Lucio is zipping away. You won't be able to get him here. That one is already gone. The Raiders, ladies and gentlemen, are stepping up big time today. I like it. Qualifier number 4 might just be theirs. I mean, again, we're jumping ahead a bit, but still, at least in the first game, they're doing a stellar job. And they're always responding immediately to any movement on the other side. So once again, another jump being made, 5 minutes in, or 6 minutes in, sorry, we got the boss now up. But yeah, they're making their moves also. Quick leap, counter kill attempt, but the bunker is up. They're trying to isolate targets a bit. It's not really working all too well now, but yeah, it is honestly a little bit devastating for them right now. Even with that approach and them committing to the attack, they weren't able to do a whole lot. So now what we're getting instead is just Ragnaros defending the top, another push coming through at the bottom of the map from the red team, and it's difficult to stop. So this fort is also going to get destroyed. That's another one that just goes the way of the dodo bird in a few more seconds. And boy, if they're picking up kills with this now as well, that would be... Right wing, no. Right wing gets destroyed. Svamgrota is in trouble. This is one of the games that you want to shrug off immediately when you're like, alright, GG next. Where's the surrender button? Oh damn, this Heroes of the Storm, right. I mean, this could be a 6.5 out of 10 moment if they are going full comeback on this. But let's be honest here for a second. This has been the playground of the Raiders. They had a lot of fun so far. And yeah, 8 kills to 0, 1.5 level lead, taking the boss now, destroying 2 forts. They're all over the place. They're taking whatever they want. And I'm not sure... Oh no! He dodged the leap! Sonya was trying for another leap and Lucio had none of it. He just simply moved away from it. That's basically what she did. So, yeah. There's another camp up. It just feels they're moving from one hit to another. That's what it just feels like. We got 18,000 damage from Tracer. There's a fort standing in the middle, so now move for it. Then they can go for the next prisoner camp if they want. It's another 5-man. They're 2 levels ahead now, and it's just nasty. I mean, they're controlling the flow of the game. It's ridiculous. 3 forts destroyed. Passive experience is obviously heavily kicking in now. I can actually show you here real quickly. if you look at the passive experience already, and this is just after, I mean, again, we're 8 minutes in, right? So it's not like they had all of these structures destroyed for the entire duration of the game. But we have 4,500 experience on heroes ahead, over here nearly 1,000. Minion experience, they're more or less even, and the passive experience is just getting increased. And now that they're going for the top boss too, that's another play that they can make and then move towards the prisoner camp, which is, to be fair, right now the focus of the blue team. And this will have to be interrupted. I'm not so sure. They've got 40 seconds to come back down here. I guess they got enough time, but this could get a bit close. I suppose they're willing to fight this. Talking about the Svenskas here, because they have level 13 talents, so this is even talent. This might be something that the red team has to give up, actually. Yeah, they might actually give this one up. Leap misses again. It's like the third leap that didn't get any real value. First one at least connected, but there's the Riptire. Brightwing is jumping out. They're trying to interrupt it. Brightwing is gone. The Grunts reclaim, and now they're losing Sonya. They're losing Falstad. I don't think he can get away there. Lucio's chasing him down. The birdie is gone. That's 3 heroes eliminated. Tracer is still chasing, and Ubera can't get a kill, but now the mid lane is getting attacked by the camp. Top lane is getting attacked by the boss. Ragnaros is gone. What a disaster. What an unmitigated disaster for the blue team. And guys, again, I have to stress this. The blue team has actually crushed it today. They had, I mean, some hiccups, like everybody did, but they won their series with a 2-0. But it just feels like the Raiders are, at least today, on a completely different level. It's honestly bonkers. Top side keep is already gone. That's 1 armor shield removed from the boss, and here in the middle they've pushed this too. They weren't able to take the entire thing just yet, but they can go easily for the camp. And once that they get the next set of Raiders, they should be able to take, well, at least the fort in the middle, if not the game. And they have a dozen kills to 0. There's nothing for their opponent yet. Not a single kill. Maybe now. Jet propulsion! Sulfuras, not good enough. Marcus survived! Okay, he dies. Thank God. Finally. There's this death. If he made it out of there, that would be crazy. Look, they're just running away. They're just seeking shelter. They're seeking refugee. They're trying to get away. They're trying to... I mean, honestly, at this point, they might just proclaim asylum. Because they're not safe anywhere on this map. This is not a safe environment. They're losing hit points at the bottom keep. The Raiders are coming. The mid keep is gone. And this is just an absolute, like, crushing blow. The Raiders, they're making a statement here. This is not simply a victory. That's 14 kills to 0. This is a 4-level gap. 4 levels. They're 4 levels ahead. It's ridiculous. And they're picking more kills up. I mean, if anybody on the red team dies right now, they would have to pay the next round. 100%. There needs to be an agreement like that in place. I can't believe for a second that there isn't. Sonya jumps out. Market dies again. Bottom keep is about to get destroyed. The core, of course, is losing hit points. Is losing them quickly. Up here, they lose Falstad. Down at 17 kills to 0. What a series. Wow. Just wow. Amazing performance by the Raiders. I mean, congratulations, but that was utter domination. They take the lead in the best of 3 here at the winner bracket final. GG and well played.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Towers of Doom, game number 2. Off we go. We have a 1-0 lead for the Raiders. And the blue team, they gotta step it up quite a bit, because that was a statement on the first map. And with a victory, the Raiders would move on to the grand final, of course. Vikings get banned against Sven right away. He could still play Samuro if he doesn't get banned, but it's Sergeant Hammer that gets the axe. So... what are the Svenskas gonna do here? I mean, they really gotta step it up. They were absolutely destroyed on the last map. They were crushed so hard that people are already thinking they might not show up for game number 2. I mean, they had a run to the pharmacy real quickly to get some aloe vera for all of the burns that they received a second ago, but I mean, damn. But at this point in time, the Raiders should feel pretty good. Towers of Doom is the map, and it is actually their map choice, so the red team chose the map. The blue team decided they wanted to have first pick first ban. And yeah. I'm kind of intrigued. I'm blown away by the performance of the Raiders. We've talked about them a lot. We talked about them in last Meta Madness when they were doing very well. And we obviously did the same now also in this tournament. But right now they looked so dominant today. It was a blast. Sometimes it's just also the pairings that don't really work properly for you. But we'll see what the Svenskas pensioners can now do. And again, there's always a chance to do for loser bracket run. There's a couple of teams actually in the losers bracket right now who would love nothing more than have a shot at the Raiders in the grand final. Team Ash, for example, being one of them. They made it pretty deep into the winner bracket, but then in the semi-final got eliminated and dropped down into the losers bracket. They still have a chance to go all the way, but yeah, time will tell. I'm already jumping ahead of here a little bit, like in my head, like thinking about the Raiders in the grand final, but to be fair, this could also be fully turned around. Sometimes a map just doesn't come together for you. From start to finish, things don't work out. You start picking shit like Ragnaros, and all of a sudden you're losing the game, you know? So, and then you're just giving up on it. But maybe now in game number 2, the blue team can turn it. They got Jojo, they got Dehaka, so they have a global here. They got Hanzo on top of this as well. Whereas the red team has now access to Hogger and Rega. Yeah? Hogger obviously also not bad for them. And taking that, so to say, away from Svenskas, who showed it a few times. Anduin gets banned. Okay. Now they banned Genji and Anduin against the blue team. What's the final ban here? Gavlo already... I mean, again, they've been playing with... the same. I don't want to say they've been playing with the same heroes throughout all of this, but you can clearly tell that there's a couple of preference picks that they have. Gavlo played Tracer a couple of times, so it's just like one example. Nano, of course, his Chromie, his Hanzo, Mages in general has been playing Mephisto a bit. We have him on Junkrat, we have him on Cassia, so you kind of know the pool that you're dealing with there. And talking about the damage dealers, they're very likely to pick at least one of them right now, and probably also get their tank. Actually, you can keep the tank towards the last pick. Blue team already has theirs. So, with Towers of Doom and Stitches being banned, we're getting Sylvanas and we get Garrosh. I would love nothing more than Nano all of a sudden locking in Zarya. After Ixia playing Garrosh Zarya all the time, them now sieging up at the bottom of the map with that would be funny as hell if they would do that. Getting the good old level 4 speed boost for Garrosh and then see him run into the opponent's team would be kind of funny. But we get Uther and we get Thrall. Okay. So, Sundering very likely once again. Thrall, Dehaka, Johanna, they got a triple frontline therefore. And that leaves us with the final pick for the first match point for the Raiders. Towers of Doom as a map, and we only need Nano. They already have Sylvanas that can help them to take some of those bell towers out. And here comes Mephisto. I mentioned him earlier. Nano really got on him as well. Mages in general. With that, we're good to go. We're set. Towers of Doom, the second, maybe even the last map here in the winner bracket final in the 4th qualifier for the Banshee Cup between the Svenskas Pensioners and the Raiders. Let's go. Game number 2, match point number 1. On the left side, we got Gia and Hanzo for the blue team, Skok and Johanna, Max Passion is playing Thrall, Macke is rocking Uther, and Svamkarota on Dehaka. Over on the right side of the map, their opponents, the Raiders, with a 1-0 lead in the best of 3, and therefore the chance to now move on to the grand final of qualifier number 4. We have Gavlo on Sylvanas, Nano on Mephisto, Krankle is playing Garrosh, Sven on Hogger, and Hunter is playing Rega. Let the games begin. Which team is gonna succeed here? Skull Missile build on Mephisto's side. We get also the target practice for Hanzo. And yep, it's party time. So, we're good to go. We're already having the attacks coming in here pretty quickly, and that's exactly where we left off in game number 1. Blue players getting destroyed. One is dead, and Jojo is barely moving out. Hanzo the first one to fall, and oh boy, that is not good news. Not even a bit. Max Passion loses half of his hit points. Boah, that is they're off to a rough start. They're really off to a rough start with this one. This decides nothing, obviously, but it just sets the tone a little bit. And if you lost the last map as rough in a way that as they did, then obviously you're looking at this game and you're just thinking after first blood for the red team, oh god, not again. But how aggressive are they going to get here? I mean, it's obviously a map where the late game matters more than anything else. If you're scaling well into the late game, then you always have a chance to bring this back and really do work here. They're going to try and do that for sure. In an ideal world, you pick up the momentum way earlier than this, and they will try, but let's see how the... Oh, well, the Haka? Let's see how they're gonna play this one out. The Haka gets some assistance, yeah, but gets also flipped around, still a little bit low, had already pulled his essence, and maybe now a chance to take some heroes out on the red team side. Hoga gets saved, and Garrosh is gonna fall. Yeah, they popped him in with with Contempt again. But this is essentially already more kills for the blue team than we saw in game number 1. They finally have one. It took them until the second map, but they finally picked up a kill, so good for them, I suppose. Maybe now they can do some damage down here, but it is a start. And they've also started to pull ahead in experience, so let's not forget about that. Maybe even another kill here, trying to go Fanano. 1 level lead for them, not too shabby. I guess some of it will at least be picked up again, but this is exactly what you want. And there it is! The kill against Rhaegar! Finally! The Svenskas! They woke up, everybody! Thank God! So seems like they actually woke up. Might have a chance here after all. With 2 kills to 1 and a 1 level lead this early in the game, there's an opportunity to tie the series and force game number 3. Triple altar phase is now up already. And yeah, let's see if they can make a few more plays here. But this is already way better. I got so worried when I saw Hanzo fall at the beginning of the game. It was just like, oh my god, is that how we're starting things up with? Instantly losing a couple of heroes again. But yeah, we're I think in for a more even game than what we saw on the first map. Yeah, Max Passion actually getting attacked here. Alright, so all in trouble, but Rhaegar, and thankfully for Rhaegar, Mephisto was there and saved the day. Yeah, this could have become bad once more. But the channels have already happened, and at least in this case, we're getting 2 altars for the blue team, so they're pulling ahead on the objective too. They're firing 8 shots against the red team's core. And Sylvanas is trying to get out, and unlucky. Yeah, she gets caught and killed, so no chance for her. That's now 3 kills to 1 in favor of the blue team. That reverses the situation a little bit. And they're not done with it, are they? They're coming in again. They want a few more. They're trying to pick up a couple more kills, and they're going to get at least 1 more against Garrosh. So, yep, that is 4 kills to 1, and this is looking way, way better for the team in blue. Finally a little bit of a resistance, and they're using the momentum and the level 7 talent that they already got for themselves to come in and take those pumpkins. But this is exactly the kind of play that we need to see here from them. Being a bit more aggressive, taking their fights properly, and it helps them to pull ahead. They're now in a very comfortable situation with a 1 level advantage. They've also taken the kill lead. They're ahead on the core. And we'll see how much more they can do. If they can continue... Well, the goal is obviously you want to keep the pressure up. And you also want to make sure that you maintain that advantage, because at the end of the day, this is still a comeback round. It's nice and well if you're able to get an early lead, but particularly on Towers of Doom, if you're not able to control the late game, then you are eventually going to fall to an opponent that is building late game momentum and controls the map. And the Raiders are obviously not just gonna sit there and take this standing or sitting. They are going to try now to just like come back and force some fights, take some kills, and then turn all of this around. And they're not too far behind. No, so far we don't have a level 10. This could still become a thing with this fight, but even exchange between the 2 channels is what is the most likely. Maka has already channeled this through top side. The side laners are doing their thing. And actually it feels more and more like the red team might let this one go because they're afraid of her rogue abilities, unless they're now forcing a fight. So they're just letting Skork take this from the looks of it. They can't battle this too long. If they wanted to have a battle, they needed to go for a quick and decisive one, because experience is still ticking in. Well, if they get the kill now, that would be big, and they should be getting the bite with the doggy, and they do. So with Thrall gone, not only does it give him a big chunk of experience, but it also gives him an opportunity to maybe take this this altar. Channels happening, arrow is out, level 10 abilities are available only to one team. 5 versus 4, and they're taking it. Isolation hits. Yeah, at least Sylvanas made it out, but Garrosh didn't. So now Garrosh is gone, these two have to hearth, and that allows the blue team, the channel, can easily go for that, and they fire another 4 shots. So now it's 36 points, 224. We have, in addition to that, level 10 barely picked up by Hogger at the top. But yeah, that is looking way, way better now for the blue team. Seems like they recovered. First game hasn't affected them too much, I suppose. But either way, can they go all the way with this now? That's the next question. Gia's already poking at the bottom of the map. We got Maka, Max Passion. They're all playing this out on the blue team side with patience, waiting for Johanna to come in and help them out here so that they can set up the next kill. Yeah, and Sven, Hunter, Gavlo all getting slowly ready to try and take their own pumpkins. It's level 10 versus 10. This is a big fight. If they don't win this one and they are losing the camp too, they're going to fall farther and farther behind. They need to make some moves, and they're making it against Thrall. Max Passion goes down. Camp is taken. Can they follow this up with an additional kill? Unlikely, since Jojo just sacrificed her blessed shield in order to stop them. Sven moved a bit too far. They can't grab anybody else. But again, they got Thrall again, so that's already a bit of a win. 5 kills to 3, at least they're bringing it back, they're getting some experience, and let's not forget they have the Sylvanas factor in their favor. With Sylvanas taken, they can easily take that bottom wall out, so that helps them already a ton, and they can start doing some damage against the bell tower itself. Nothing fancy where they can take the entire thing, but at least it helps them bridge a bit the experience gap and slowly get there. So definitely not a team that you want to count out just yet. Again, they are match point. But as both teams now have level 10 abilities, these fights are going to become a lot more even. And on top of that, the next thing that we're also seeing is, well, first of all, a fight for Garrosh. But I was about to say level 13 coming in. Blessed Shield is out again. Arrow comes. A Sundering. Damn, that chain. Blessed Shield, Arrow, Sundering, Uther's done. Arrow, arrow, arrow. Everything's just dead. Nothing works anymore. Nothing. You're trying to use your keyboard, no reaction. You're trying to use your mouse, nothing happens. So yeah, working well for them. Blue team is still a bit low here, but they're fighting a 5 versus 4. And they have a level 13 advantage. It's definitely not something that you're going to be happy fighting into if you are the Raiders. So for the Raiders, a bit unfortunate after the dominant performance in game number 1. Another 4 shots get fired, and that means 36 to 20 points on the core. So yeah, the RP is getting a little bit thinner. It's getting a bit dicey. If the red team wants to take some control here, they have to win some fights, and they gotta win them soon. Right now, things are not flowing together for them the way that they intended. I am at least happy that we're here in for a match, honestly. I got really worried earlier, as I already mentioned, but still, this is an opportunity to make some moves. Top side, that's where we're already looking at Hogger again against Dehaka. Bottom of the map, still Sylvanas together with Garrosh and Rhaegar, looking for victims, looking for an opportunity to bring this game back. I'm not going to get tired of saying this, but the key is really going to be trying to get some momentum and then use Sylvanas to just take structures. Sylvanas is fantastic to start a comeback, fantastic when you start building a bit of momentum. The question is simply, can they get to the point where they pick these kills up? In the early game it wasn't a big problem for them, but then afterwards they started to really struggle because all of that CC that gets launched by the blue team has become a big issue. Thrall, yes, he's died a couple of times. He's actually been killed 2 times already out of the 3 deaths that the team suffered. But in addition to that, we also have 36,000 damage now from Mephisto, looking at the numbers. 35,000 for Hanzo. Yeah, maybe now another hit? Nope, can't quite make it. Blessed Shield came out again. Arrow, Sundering, they all choke up here. Great healing, might keep him alive a little bit longer. Hunter Orc will fall. No, he okay, he gets Hanzo. He gets Hanzo. Divine Shield prevents Hogger from having a big impact. It was not a good fight for them. It was a 4 versus 5 initially. They lost 3 heroes here now, and they're going to lose more. This is disastrous for the red team. It's not the exact opposite from what we've seen in game number 1, because again, first game was essentially a perfect match for, or perfect map for the red team. They did way too well. They didn't even lose a single hero there. But right now, it's just one thing taken after another. 8 shots fired. Now the boss is being taken. That means we are in the single digits. It's going to be 8 points on the core. So yes, huge amounts of momentum now in the hands of the Svenska pensioners, and they just dominate this. They absolutely dominate this now. So they're already trying to break through those gates again. And with a 1.5 level lead, essentially, if the red team wants to have any chance here, they need to get level 16 and then just crush it. But they are always stacking up, and that's just the perfect setup for Sundering, Blessed Shield, and it always ends up with multiple heroes dying at the same time, and something that just can't afford. So, yep, unless they are going for a bit of a miracle here, I think we might go to a 3rd game. Now, this is definitely looking a lot closer, and much more even than what we witnessed in game number 1, which was just an ass-kicking. There's nothing else. They got their butts kicked hard. They had no chance there whatsoever. I mean, it wasn't even close. But this one, very different. And obviously, once that you are in the 1-1 situation in the best of 3, you essentially reduce the entire thing to a best of 1. And then it's a totally different ball game. But yeah, camp is taken, 16 versus 16 talents, so here we are now. Maybe a chance to make some plays at this point. They need to, because it's a triple altar phase. They could literally lose the game here. You don't win the fight, game's over. 2 altars to the blue team, and we're talking game number 3. So that's where we are. Yeah, they're Sundering, alright. Arrow, Blessed Shield has already been used. Arrow is not out yet. Okay, gets YOLO'd and misses. Sylvanas is dead though. Good heal, and Thrall dies. 4 versus 4. They can go for Uther. Muck is dead. Nice. And can they get the Hacker? Gets still the heal from Uther's Ghost and survives through this. Jojo's on their way towards the top, but I think all 3 altars will likely go to the team. Yeah, he plays this super slow, wants to have a chance to maybe get someone top, but nobody's coming. So unfortunately for him, there's no assistance to take Jojo down. That would be the dream. Get Johanna killed as a staggered death would be amazing, but they can't. Well, they could also do it with the Haka. Doesn't really matter who dies, as long as they make it work. But Hanzo can now interrupt at the top. Sylvanas is also back. They're trying for some momentum. 32 points to 8. And the Haka still moving away down here, buying time for the team. At the top, they're going for Jojo. Can they get the kill? Well, they can slow her, and she gets absolutely wrecked. Okay, red team might not be out of this just yet. They're losing hit points at the top side bell tower, but if they can get all of these altars, it might just be possible for them to slowly crawl their way back into the game. So it's not over just yet. Sundering is out. There comes Thrall's move. Good arrow once again. They're going for Thrall, and he's dead too. Thrall is dead as well. So as long as they don't lose anybody here and get those heals up, they're going to be fine. They go for Make again, and he's dead too. Didn't even use the Divine Shield. So now they can start the channel again, and I don't know. They clawed their way back in experience already. The channel is not successful yet, but here we go. So that's 4 more shots fired. They're going to get another set here. So that's the core down to 24. So 8 to 24 points is much more realistic than what we saw a few seconds ago. And in experience, they're back. 8 kills to 12. Guys, I don't know, but the blue team, we might have celebrated them a little bit too early. Right now, they are taking some risks, and they are getting punished for it. So 24 to 8 points. They can escort the pumpkins in. Can start to make a few more moves here. This is still winnable. They can still do this with the power of Sylvanas, taking some bell towers down, take the advantage, and get this done. Bell towers taken. More pumpkins. Level 20 is getting closer. Boss should be up soon too. 40 seconds. Boss back up in 40 seconds. Still, this is not too shabby. So pumpkins are taken at the top. There's obviously not a lot of hit points left on the bell tower up here. But now we have level 20 talents versus level 20. And with that, we're getting, first of all, the Death Wish, which could really help them here. And more importantly, Farseer's Blessing. I think this one is actually essential. Farseer's Blessing, given how most of these fights have played out and how particularly the blue team has picked up their kills with just these everybody is always clumped up. They're waiting for really good positioning and then use Sundering to pop them onto the same spot, use the arrows as a follow-up, and it works exceptionally well. But if Rhaegar is getting an Ancestral out and then has the second heal charge coming in, that's huge. That could really help them to survive the ult combo. Blessed Shield, Sundering Arrow, and once they've survived that, those teamfights are going to become a lot easier. I mean, you gotta get there first, but it's doable after that. So yeah. Boss at the top, and yeah, that's not good. That's honestly a bit of an oversight from the red team. They're too late on this. That's 4 shots fired, and that makes the victory so much less likely. 4 points and a few shots fired here too. 20-4. Ooh boy, yeah, they're running out of core points. Okay. Red team needs to be aggressive. I mean, they're trying. They're getting damage in over here. Sundering, alright. Shockwave. Uther is dead. Thrall is dead. Uther will be back. He has redemption. But there's the heals coming out. So they got the heal. They can go for the bell tower. Thrall is not going to come back anytime soon. Uther at least had redemption and could use it. But that's now 5 bell towers to 3. So the game currently dominated clearly by the red team. Maybe not massively, but they are the team that is making the moves. The damage output reflects it to an extent. 74,000 from Mephisto, 78,000 then again from Hogger. So it's not, sorry, from Hanzo. It's not like he's not doing any damage there either. But yeah, the question is just simply, how do you still take this? They have Sylvanas now at the top. For as long as Thrall is dead, it's a 4 versus 4 at the bottom of the map. And this is going to help them to take now even more control. They're reclaiming the middle, or at least they're trying to, but it's going to be 6 bell towers against 2 for a while. Maybe not for the entire game, but they have an advantage right now, and it's a single altar only that's coming in. Even if they retake that, they will have a bit of a lead. But most of those bell towers on the red team side are a bit low, so it's not like they can start a barrage anytime soon. And Thrall is back now. Thrall is back to business. Pumpkins at the bottom of the map are still fine, so they have control, or at least they sometimes have control. They have a numbers advantage, they had, but they can't do a whole lot with it. And this can also be taken back. They can just poke this down. Sylvanas is getting her channel, and that's 5 shots fired. So we have 15 points, 2-4. And then they need to let the bell tower go. Yeah, they're getting close. They're getting close. The problem is also that the blue team can actually cheese an altar. So if there's like 2 altars up at any point, and they get someone to start a channel, then you can just wait for like... If someone channels for like a second, and Uther drops a Divine Shield on him, that's game over. So Uther can cheese it. We've seen that in HGC, and they could try and do it here too. Uther can cheese a channel, which means that, I mean, the red team is aware of that, I suppose, so they need to keep them away from it. They need to keep them in a position where exactly that doesn't happen. And now they might even, yeah, they're going to lose that bottom bell tower now. Yep. So now it's 5 versus 3. Not that it matters in the sense of how quickly you can take the red team down, but it matters in how quickly the red team can come back. Alright. Sundering came out. Blessed Shield, Hogger. Yep, there it is. There it is. Blessed Shield into an arrow once again. That's the end of Sylvanas. And well, that's game. Just like that. 2 heroes down. Unless they're somehow able to now take 2 or 3, it's over. And with Garrosh being this low, that is going to be all she wrote. We're going to game number 3. It's going to take a second, but we are in for a third game here for sure. 5 versus 3 on the map. Thrall gets killed. I mean, good for them. But there's 2 altars coming up, and there's absolutely no way of saving this anymore. The heroes are down for much too long. So, very well done. Great moves by the red team to try and bring it back. I mean, first of all, I'm really happy that the Svenskas, that they woke up, and then still a good comeback attempt by the Raiders. They got all wiped here, but we are going the distance in the winner bracket final. We're going to game number 3. GG and well played. Game number 3, final map in the winner bracket final. I always jump ahead here. I'm a man ahead of my time. What can I say? Infernal Shrines our map, 3rd map in the best of 3, and well, we had 2 very, very different games. Game number 1, the Raiders absolutely demolished their opponents. They destroyed them. Marcus' team didn't stand a chance whatsoever. Game number 2, not quite the opposite, but a lot more dominant performance from the team in blue, so they did much better there. There was a bit of a comeback attempt from the Raiders, but it fell short a little bit. And now, as we're heading slowly into game number 3, the question is, of course, who's going to prevail here? Who will move on to the grand final, and who's dropping down into the losers bracket? That's the big one right now. Time will tell, but I am honestly not quite sure here. Because after the first map I really thought, okay, the Raiders are going to blast through this grand final, through this winner bracket final towards the grand final, and nobody is even remotely going to be able to stop them. Game number 2 has changed that slightly. We seem to be more in for an actual game now. Map choice was made by the blue team, and Gavlo starts things off with Maiev for the Raiders, which I actually kind of like. So from the start, they're already going to try to be aggressive on those shrines. Question immediately becomes, is Stukov going to be the follow-up? Who else are they going to use, if not him, for heals? You have an Infernal Shrine. Stukov is really nice when you're trying to just have some choke point control. You can use Malfurion for the same. Anduin gets claimed. So we got him in. And we get Svamkarota on Leoric. I shall suffer. Alright, big boy Leo. But yes, the final map, this is what it comes down to. Essentially, we're looking at a best of 1 now. They reduced the series to a best of 1, and I'm kind of here for it. Game number 1 felt a bit like a throwaway game. It was awesome in the way that it was executed by the red team, but also, yeah, kind of wild. Malfurion and ETC. Okay, we're going old school. Power slide into a route from Malfurion. So a lot of CC already being used there. Every time I see ETC, on the other hand, it feels like it's a bit of a gamble. It's actually kind of sad. ETC was always one of the real fun heroes, but these days he just feels a bit weak because he doesn't have a whole lot of hit points. So he gets easily blown out of the waters. If he would be a bit more resilient in general, I think he would have a much bigger impact on the meta, just generally speaking. Sven is not going to get a chance to play Samuro in this series. That's being banned out. And, well, we are looking at a ban on the Raider side. Final one for the series. And it's Varian. And now that I think about it, we haven't seen Varian today at all. Not a single Varian game. One of the teams that plays quite a bit of Varian, but they have, at least on the games that I cast from the day, is the Bobby Cottage fan club. They haven't played him. So, yeah, instead, for the front line, what are they gonna play now? And also, it's not even guaranteed that ETC is really going to be played as a main tank for the red team. They can always swap it around. I still think they will. But, yeah. Stitches, and we get Tychus. So Tychus is getting a little bit of love over here. And the final 2 picks now for the final map on the red team side. So, Sven, what do you have in store for us this time? And also, what is Nano going to play? Now that his Chromie is banned out. Which I'm actually quite grateful for. I hate Chromie. Oh, but yeah. And, well, we're getting Medivh Zul. Okay, yeah, Zul for all the wave clear. He's obviously someone that occasionally gets played for exactly that, for rotations between the lanes to take the minions down quickly. Has the AoE on the shrine, and Medivh can save the day for them. So Nano, I haven't seen this Medivh in a while. He's been playing it obviously in the past a ton, but lately I haven't seen him in any of the tournaments bust Medivh out. So that is an interesting and pretty cool twist for this game. So they're definitely going into a real interesting direction. And Genji with Light Bomb Engage from Anduin is the final pick. Could have seen him ban him out. They decided in favor of banning Varian. With that, we're set. Game number 3. One team is now moving on to the grand final. One is dropping down into the losers bracket, and we're going to find out which one does which together. Infernal Shrines, everybody. Game number 3, the final map in the winner bracket final. On the left side for the Svenskas, we got Gia on Genji. Full Light Bomb engage here. Genji did not get banned even after Anduin was picked. Macke playing him for the blue team now. We have Skog playing Stitches, Svamgrota on Leoric, and Max Passion is gonna grace us with Odin. He is playing Tychus, as on the right side of the map, the Raiders are starting things off with Nano and Medivh. That's gonna be interesting. Medivh is actually gonna be pretty cool with this too. Hunter Orc on Malfurion, Crankle on ETC, we got Gavlo on Maiev, and Sven on Zul. So, a draft that can be kind of awesome and pretty special if things work together for them. We're going to keep our eye on Nano's baseline stacks as usual when we have Medivh in the game and see if he is able to complete that. Still quite important, but of course with portal control, if you get nice ones set up, you can always move quickly between lanes. You can set up an attack against someone in the opponent's backline, and you can save a whole lot of your heroes. This works really well against Stitches too, because whenever he goes for a Gorge, unless there's a good isolation play being made somehow, you can always just set up a portal and a shield to make sure that the target is not being taken down right away. Nice route and engage here as they're trying to use this. Also, there's not a ton of portal control on the blue team side. I mean, normally when you are playing against Medivh, and you know that from the beginning, if he gets picked early, for example, you're trying to play someone like ETC, like Malfurion, Stukov, whatever it is that can control a portal well and makes the move in and out of a portal more dangerous for the opponent. But in this case, we're not getting any of that. So this is going to be a super cool game potentially. Especially since when we're seeing Zul, his role is of course to murder minions, take him down one wave at a time, rotate between the lanes, and just do a ton of work with that. And it can be pretty epic if you're doing this right. And also if he gets the assistance from Medivh in the first place. So definitely something that we'll have to figure out here. Their draft can be quite powerful. But if it's going to work out for them or not, that's a totally different story. And something that we definitely have to wait and see. But as is, things are going pretty normal. Nothing crazy is happening. Well, actually, there could be our first blood, and it is. So, third time in a row, first blood goes to the red team. They're taking Anduin down. Always a nice kill here. So the pressure is coming from the team in red. Doing some nice work here. Nothing too crazy just yet, but with these tethers that we're seeing from Gavlo and his Maiev, they can start threatening those heroes a bit more, specifically in this case Stitches, who also dropped a bit low. That one kill is not going to give them too mad of an advantage, but if you get early to level 7 at the first objective on Infernal Shrines, that's always a big of a win. And again, they're losing Sven here. A nice move by Genji, and he also made it out of the fight. If he got rooted down by Hunter Orc, then maybe they would have had a chance to drop him too. But so it's a kill for a kill. And Zul is going to be back in time for the shrine, but it's still a bit annoying when you are the one that pulled ahead slightly. And now they also have to deal with all of those minions at the top as Leo goes for another wave. But the advantage on the objective goes to the blue team too. It would be amazing if they would all of a sudden bring this back and win this series. Because again, game number 1 was one of the most ruthless bloodbaths and beatdowns that I've seen in a long time. The Raiders made it look like a quick match when they took the Svenskas on and just destroyed them. It was crazy. So if after that beating, the blue team brings it back with 2 wins in a row, that would be massive. But the fight is on. The advantage goes to the blue team. They have 28 stacks to 11. There's the slide. Follow up with the root. They want Anduin, and they get Anduin. The Crybaby is dead. Genji has to retreat. 30 stacks to 20, and I don't think they can really make a play there without their support, specifically since too many heroes are low. They lose Tigers, but it's 38 stacks. 38, they're getting it, they're getting it. Leo gets it, Leo gets it. They're getting the Punisher at least. Oh, there's no way. 39, no way. What? Are you kidding me? They had 39 with Stitches and Leo on the shrine and lost it. Excuse me? They had Stitches and Leoric, both with AoE, on the shrine and lost both heroes and didn't get the Punisher. That is literally worst case. It doesn't get... They were totally willing to sacrifice a hero just to get the Punisher. Just to get the Frozen Punisher and make sure that the red team wouldn't get it. And now they lost everything. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. They fell behind by an entire level. They lost 3 heroes in the process. They lost the Punisher, was still at 40%. And now the entire map is getting farmed. That's just nuts. Leo with a swing. Stitches with his slam, with his... I mean, he doesn't have pulverize yet, but still. Wow. That's bananas. Nano's at 24 stacks, by the way. But yeah, insane. Absolutely insane. As far as openings go, I think they're going to be pretty happy with this. They got level 10 to boot, so good situation for them to be in. Now we're getting the ley line. We have also Stitches with a Mosh Pit follow-up. And Malfurion, not even going for Tranquility or anything. Twilight Dream, straight away. Well, Sven gets hooked. They immediately try to go for Stitches. Disc is already out. Trying to force it against Tigers, and there it is, the Mosh Pit. Dance, baby, dance! It's a party! And they're taking 2. 2 heroes dead, make it 3. Genji got murdered as well. And that's another 4, isn't it? What the hell is happening here? Look at this. Just check this last one out. TDC comes in and is like, dance, dance, dance. They're getting 2. And then they go for Genji to make it 3. It's a triple, baby. 3 heroes eliminated. Finally heroic abilities for the Svenskas. But they lost so much ground here already. It's just nuts. I mean, 7 kills to 1. And they lost 2 forts already. So only the top fort is remaining. And, well, you can bring that back. But it's still a bit bonkers to me how quickly they took control of this game. And, of course, the leading experience is not that insane yet. We're talking a level. That's bridgeable. You can do that. But, yeah. 27 stacks also for Medivh. So what would really start to make things a little bit better for them is if they would just be able to take him on. If they can kill Medivh, for example, that would be a big win. Right now, attacks still coming. Okay. And, well, let's see. Top side. We still got some Grotta over here against ETC. Same time now, though. We have in the middle. There's always, every time they're pushing in this heavily, and with Medivh providing vision, there's a chance that Maiev just catches somebody with a decent tether. But the blue team is playing this now slow, calm, collected, get experience, get ready for the next objective, try to close the experience gap a little bit, move towards level 13 slowly. Leo is alive, is able to move away from the route too. But time is essentially working in the Raiders' favor since they have this experience advantage right now. So, yeah. I mean, as you can see, passive experience is already increasing. They're 1,000 ahead there. That is definitely going to help. But right now, Maiev, oh, well, they got the hook. They gorge. They go for Stitches. Where's that portal when you need it? Oh, there it is. And they're fine. Can easily move away from this, so that's a cooldown burned that they're not going to get back for another 50 seconds. And it didn't do anything for them just simply because Medivh was there and said, no, not on my watch. I got my cooldown ready, and I'm not afraid to use it. Okay, Punisher number 2. So this is going to be the Mortar Punisher that they're going to be fighting over. Medivh all the way in the back. So is Malfurion. The next hook comes in. They're still playing this out, and the red team is already massively ahead when we're talking about skeleton stacks. There's a slide. Mosh Pit is ready. And they get 2 more kills because of it. Oh, boy. Yep. Mosh pit to the face. 2 heroes down. 3 heroes down. This is a little bit reminiscent of what happened in game number 1. At least this time they got a kill, but this is just nasty. They're going to get in. First of all, they're going to get the Punisher. That's a given. Second of all, they are more or less about to lose that fort without the Punisher even having a role in that fight. So this thing is going to go for the keep wall. They're going to get the keep wall. They might get a little bit more than that. In damage, we have 27,000 for Maiev. We have 15,000 for Tychus, who died 3 times already. Yeah, things are not looking good for them, to put it mildly. It's a 2-level gap between the teams. Yes, there's no talent advantage right now, but this is a 2-level gap. The only good news for the Svenskas is that because it's early in the game, the Punisher is not mega strong yet. But they're still losing the wall at the keep. Stitches is obviously going to be looking for a hook. Doesn't connect it. He has level 13, so that means he gets the extended hook range now. That makes him a lot more dangerous. And it's one of those things where if he lands a decent hook, they can always go and get a cheeky kill and maybe get some momentum through the numbers advantage. But the next camp is taken. Level 16 is now available. And that gives us also the temporal flux for Medivh. And he is sitting at 34 stacks, so he's not really speeding up his own baseline quest. I mean, he's doing a lot of work just like watching Stitches. This is obviously the biggest threat. When Stitches throws a hook out of nowhere and you have no idea where he is, that can change the game, as we just talked about a moment ago. So as long as he keeps an eye on Stitches or on the rest of the team that will dish out the damage after Gorge, they're going to be fine. And that's exactly what Medivh is doing. He doesn't have to complete his baseline quest. He's not contributing enormous amounts there in the early stages. But the vision alone is super important. So they're dominating the map. They're controlling it fully. And now we have nearly level 17. Next objective should be announced soon, TM. And I don't necessarily think that the blue team is going to get level 16 before that one's up. They might have enough time. Getting a little bit closer to it either way. But yeah. Red team is also just happy to get experience for themselves. The series is honestly, and it's an endless up and down. It's a total roller coaster between them. Game 1, Game 2, everything's just so different there. There's another slide as they're trying to go for it again. Good route also against Genji. And they're starting to attack this quickly, but forcing them back. That's a bit of a problem. Okay, hook, Gorge. There's the Twilight Dream, but this time they're actually getting Stitcher. They're getting ETC, I suppose. They're trying for a counter kill. Nah, he had the shield ready again. The cooldown was back. Genji wants the kill and cannot get it right away, and instead falls to Maiev. Boy, oh boy. They are really not lucky with this. Every time it seems like they're making a cool play, it's getting shut down, and then they're losing heroes. Portals are back up. Quest completed for Nano. Quest complete. Time to feed. But yeah, it's 11 kills to 1. They're going to get level 16, but they're going to lose the camp. And this is just nasty, nasty shit. There's another slide. They go for Leo, and Leo goes down. Or does he? I thought so, but he still had some heals there. They try and go for Anduin. Might get him. Another power slide, and the Crybaby is gone.
And that opens the top up widely. So they're looking good. Really good here. With the portals, they can get out, they can get a heal, they can re-engage, and this keep is dropping lower and lower and lower. They're not even following up to just commit to it completely and take it down. Instead, they're just falling onto the objective with a quick portal rotation again. As long as Anduin is gone for another 20 seconds, this is a freebie. Nobody's even going to try and contest this. We have 45,000 damage now from Maiev, 27,000 from Genji. And they're pulling farther and farther ahead on this one as the bot lane is getting attacked. They're trying for experience. The gap is still 2 levels, and they're getting closer to 20 with this. So, yeah. This is looking solid. Very solid. And they're also not risking anything. They could have stayed at the top lane and try and go for the keep. They didn't want it. They want to expose themselves too much. They didn't want to play too greedy. Instead, the idea was to just, hey, take whatever we can. We go for the camp. We go for the objective. We are playing forward towards level 20 as well. Try and grab that, but don't risk too much. And they will probably leave it at 39 stacks. Yep, 39, and now they're just going to play it slow. Why? because with every single minute passed, they're getting closer to level 20. And this is where they will force the hand of the blue team, because the blue team doesn't want to face off against the Punisher and level 20. So they will have to do something about it, but they can't. They just push the bot lane a bit. Punisher's now taken because the red team decided that the timing is perfect to now get this, move in, get 20, and then try and make a play. They're seeing Leo at the top. He's trying to ghost out. Don't have to go for it, just need the wave. And that's where Zul comes into play. And we're going to get Storm Talons now. Might have taken it a little bit earlier, the objective. But again, now we're having them with level 20 advantage. Punisher, on the other hand, gets destroyed very quickly. But they're also just pushing with 4 in the middle because Zul is still up at the top. So big damage on the bottom keep. Top keep is going to fall. It's going to fall to Zul and everything that he just pushed in. They're losing 2 keeps here. 2 keeps gone. And not a single fort lost yet. The bottom one is taking damage, but if they can get kills here, then it's game. There's the portal. Maiev comes out, uses the portal, and immediately gets away. So they're totally fine here. If they can get a kill or 2, the game is over, and the title or the grand final participation goes to the Raiders. A comeback is nearly impossible here. Leo is already gone. Catapults are pushing in from everywhere right now. Only the bot lane is not a problem for the Svenskas, but Stitches is in trouble. A disc against Tigers. Stitches is getting saved by Anduin. Genji is jumping in, but the core is already falling. This is it, guys. This is it. The Raiders are going to win it right here, right now. They're taking Stitches down, 14 kills to 1. At the end of the day, the best of 3, still a dominant performance from the Raiders. Game 2, maybe a bit of a hiccup, but game number 1, game number 3 clearly show that they are just crushing it in this 4th qualifier of the Banshee Cup. 17 kills to 1 now, and a stellar performance. Well played. The Raiders, they take the victory, move on to the grand final of the 4th qualifier, and they send the blue team down into the losers bracket. Nicely done, GG, and well played.